Fragrances are works of art. Usually it takes around 1 to 2 years for a fragrance composition to get finalized and go through the entire creative process. Master perfumers from all over spend all of this time tweaking and perfecting all of their fragrances just to get them just the way that they imagine in their heads. After all the oils are picked and the perfume has aged, it can take a really long time for a fragrance to go from a concept into a tangible fragrance composition that you can smell. And that way, fragrance is an artwork. However, by layering 2 compositions, some might say it's destructive, and to others, it's just a way of transforming it into something even more unique. I'm a huge fan of fragrance flankers because it honestly just takes an original vision and transforms it into something new, a little bit more modernized, and honestly, sometimes the results are really compelling. As a DJ and a music producer, I do the same thing with sampling and remixing different songs. It's just in my nature to transform something and make it even cooler. Up until recently, I just wore fragrances just on their own. I appreciated them for what they were, but recently I started layering fragrances. And today we're gonna be looking at 7 fragrance layering combinations that really support each other. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All of the fragrance combinations on this list are really nice. I believe they're going to get you compliments, and I think that you might just find them really unique. But as we go along the list, they are only going to get better and better. So first up on the list, we have Lattafa's Opulent Oud and Prada Luna Rossa Black. Man, I love Prada Luna Rossa Black so much. In fact, I just wear this all the time in the winter, and it's one of my favorite date night fragrances. Prada Luna Rossa Black on its own is just a wonderful kind of sweet powdered donut vibe. And then you also get a sort of rosy, slightly mulled fruit vibe here. And honestly, I think together they might smell really good. So let's try it out. Interesting. So here you definitely get some of that dusty floral oud from the Opulent Oud, but at the same time, it's a little bit gourmand, and I love the combination of the Angelica here as well. You get a very nice caramel vibe here, but just with a nice nuttiness, especially from the coumarin in the Luna Rossa Black, but with that kind of mulled fruit, that wine vibe almost coming from Opulent Oud. You still have it, but it's just a little bit more gourmand and vanillic here. I mainly still get the Opulent Oud DNA here, but it's just a little bit lighter and it smells really sweet. It's definitely pleasant, but it's still not my favorite, and I think at this spot it deserves a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for Opulent Oud and Prada Luna Rossa Black. Next up are 2 of my all-time favorite spring fragrances, and we are talking about John Varvatos Artisan Blue and Artisan Pure. Again, huge fan of the John Varvatos fragrances, and especially the Artisan line. Artisan Pure brings a really nice, beautiful, and bright orange, lemon, bergamot, and petitgrain, and Artisan Blue has an amazing herbal, fresh, and spicy basil, chayote, lavender, and pistachio. So I think combining these 2 is going to be next level. Man, that is fresh. That is really, really nice here. The geranium and the lavender from Artisan Blue just is amazing. And combined with the Orris, the Majorum combination from Artisan Pure, I think it blends really nicely and gives a nice, mature barbershop vibe here. It's ultra clean and fresh here because with these 2 fragrances, you get almost every single citrus combination used across both of these. It's really citrusy and barbershop-like. Very similar to Acqua di Parma's Colonia Club and also Salvatore Ferragamo's Acqua Essenziale. It has a little bit of the sweetness from Acqua Essenziale. All of those wonderful facets that make it smell old school, but also sweet and citrusy at the same time. I didn't expect it to be this sweet because mainly both of these fragrances on their own aren't that sweet. They're more kind of herbal, kind of green and vegetal, but together they smell really nice, and I get little bits of sweetness in here. All in all, I think we get a sweet herbal wood here with nice vegetal greenness and a bit of classic barber shop kind of old school vibe as well. Very classic, and I think this is an 8 out of 10 for both John Varvatos Artisan Pure and Artisan Blue. Next up on our list is going to be 2 fragrances from the house of Montale. We're going to be looking at Montale, Ristretto Intense Cafe, and Amber Musk. Both of these 2 I have been wearing almost non-stop lately, and I thought I'd just combine the 2. Ristretto Intense Cafe brings a really, really intense kind of sweet caramel coffee and rose that is just so warm and sexy, and oh my god, I just dropped them. You didn't see anything. I gotta put the cap back on. Amber Musk, on the other hand, it has a very powdery and musky, clean vibe that is just ultra powerful and amazing on its own. This combination is unreal. I can't help but smile, like I'm giddy smelling this. Mainly you get the coffee and the rose here from Ristretto Intense Cafe, but honestly the amber and the musk from Amber Musk transform it and make it a really bright and ambery coffee. I honestly did not expect this to smell this good. That coffee and rose mixed with that sort of ambergris accord, it just smells so modern and intense. And I think the amber actually elevates the coffee somehow and makes it smell even more wonderful. It kind of gives a little bit of a saltiness, almost like a salted caramel vibe here. I mean, who knew that amber and coffee would be such a wonderful combination? These two are surprisingly good together. One thing I did notice is that I had to do 1 spray of the Ristretto Intense Cafe and like 3 to 4 of the Amber Musk, mainly because the rose and the coffee are going to overpower some of the lighter notes that you get in the Amber Musk. You just have to balance it out. You kind of have to balance the heavier thing with a lot more of the lighter stuff. Fresh and airy, clean clothes and coffee here. That's just what I get. I think this is really nice, and I'd have to give it probably an 8 out of 10. Highly recommend Cafe Ristretto Intense and Amber Musk. So good. Next up on the list, we have 2 Tom Ford fragrances. We have Tom Ford Ombre Leather and Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Tom Ford Ombre Leather was actually the first Tom Ford fragrance that I had ever bought. So many great memories with this one. It's such a beautiful black leather and jasmine here with a nice warmth from cardamom and patchouli. And Noir Extreme, on the other hand, is just really warm, spicy, gourmand with a really unique kulfi accord here. It's kind of vanilla, creamy, and nutty spicy to it. I actually saw School of Scent talk about this one. He talked about layering these two at some point, but honestly, I was really curious to try these out for myself. Man, I feel like these 2 fragrances were just made for each other. It's such a wonderful, warm, kind of nutty vibe going on here. Both fragrances share that cardamom and the jasmine, but honestly here, it's very creamy, it's warm, and you get a floral leather. Oh man. What's interesting, I'm not entirely sure what's creating this, but I'm almost getting sort of a cannabis note here. I think it's from the vetiver and the kind of smoky leather here. You get a little bit of kind of earthy, smoky leather from Ombre Leather, but at the same time you get the kulfi and the citrus and the white florals from Noir Extreme, and they're very soft and warm together. Vanilla, nutty, rose, and leather is mainly what I get from these 2. Both of these together would make an amazing flanker under the Noir Extreme line. Really cool combination here. I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10 for Tom Ford's Ombre Leather and Noir Extreme. Next up, we have 2 of my favorite fall fragrances here. We have Yves Saint Laurent's La Nuit de l'Homme, and we also have Parfums de Marly's Herod. Herod, you have an amazing tobacco, spice, and incense here. It's perfect for the cold winter nights. And for La Nuit de l'Homme, it's one of my favorite go-to date night and fall fragrances, as it's got cardamom, lavender, and cedar in it. I could honestly see these going hand in hand because both of them come off as really warm and spicy. Oh man. Basically La Nuit de l'Homme, but on steroids. It smells so good. It is amped up. You have tobacco and incense and kind of a peppery woodiness that's added to the La Nuit de l'Homme. It's like all of the fall Christmas memories that I have wearing both of these fragrances are combined together, and it's just giving me a really good time. Really nice middle ground between these 2. I think the addition of La Nuit de l'Homme kind of tones down the harshness of Herod, and the combination of the cardamom and tobacco leaf are super pleasing here. I think the ISOE Super and the vetiver are very cozy and earthy. Just imagine La Nuit de l'Homme with tobacco and just amped up in that kind of nice warm woods. So good. This one is just ultra warm, super masculine. I think this is an 8.5 solid out of 10. That smells so gosh dang good. Next up, we have a combination of 2 ones that I already talked about. I'm just going through different ones that I think would smell cool together. And I think Parfums de Marly's Herod and Prada's Luna Rossa Black are gonna be amazing together. Again, Prada Luna Rossa Black is one of my favorite date night fragrances out there. Just imagine a really nice, sweet powdered donut. And I think the coumarin gives a slight kind of nutty tonka vibe here, and the angelica and the patchouli give it an almost wheat-like kind of chocolatey smell. And fun fact, tonka beans actually contain coumarin, so they kind of go hand in hand together and can be kind of compared together. Oh man. Just so many good memories with both of these fragrances, and I think they're overlapping and they're creating something absolutely amazing together. Just imagine the beautiful DNA that you almost want to take a bite out of, that warm kind of powdered donut vibe with Prada Luna Rossa Black, but add a really, really dark masculine tobacco and spice. It smells like a niche version of this one because this one's niche and this is designer, and together they make niche. Some sort of, I think that's associative property, one of the math properties. I think this right here smells like the ultimate fall fragrance. It's slightly better than the last combination. The kind of warmth and softness from this one balances out even more than La Nuit de l'Homme. Very sweet and spicy here, and Herod I think is just what Prada Luna Rossa Black needed to give it a little bit more depth and edginess. Fall autumnal spices and tobacco. It's very, very gourmand and dark, and it's got a slight edge. It's interesting how soft and also dark it can smell at the same time. Really fascinating the way that these two play together. They play really nicely, and they really do uplift each other. They help each other out, and honestly, wonderful, wonderful combination. 9.5 out of 10 for this one, for Prada Luna Rossa Black and Parfums de Marly's Herod. All right, for our last fragrance pairing, for this last combination, we have Tiziana Terenzi's Kirke and Michael Malul's Ocean Noir. Both of these fragrances are fantastic on their own. You could honestly just wear either of these all summer and spring long, and you wouldn't need to wear another fragrance. Fantastic fragrances. Tiziana Terenzi's Kirke is an Italian niche fragrance that's basically very similar to Xerjoff's Erba Pura, but honestly, this one has a beautiful amber and musk dry down that's just to die for. This one's got notes of musk, passion fruit, and other really, really delicate aquatic fruits. On the other hand, you have Michael Malul's Ocean Noir. Ocean Noir is everything that you want in a blue fragrance. I feel like there's little bits and pieces of Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum and Yves Saint Laurent's White Eau de Parfum, but honestly, this one's a little bit more tropical, it's musky, and it's oceanic. This one's got a little bit of aquatic seaweed, tonka, and tangelo. And tangelo is sort of like a mandarin, kind of nectarine type citrus. But ever since I've discovered this combination, I've been wearing this layering combination almost every day to work, which is really uncommon for me because I always like to rotate my fragrances so that they don't just sit here collecting dust. Probably can't see this, but I put 2 little stars next to this because I really, really liked this one. Here you just get the most amazing tropical oceanic fruit with just a blast of freshness. The musk and the amberwood combination here makes me just smell ultra fresh and clean, like I just wore clothes that are fresh out of the dryer. I know the term aquatic is thrown around quite a lot in the fragrance community, but this smells literally aquatic, like actual real warm water. So not just marine, but actual warm kind of moving water. I love the tangelo and the coconut from Ocean Noir with a little bit of that kind of marine aquatic vibe, but you also get a really nice passion fruit, peach, pear, and raspberry in Tiziana Terenzi's Kirke. It just creates this image of a really beautiful fruit basket that you'd honestly probably find like on a cruise ship or some really expensive hotel. But this kind of tropical fruit vibe mixed with the ambery, musky linens just make me feel super expensive and well put together. This combination really hits different after a fresh shower, kind of shampoo, and a fresh shave. It actually gives me a boost in confidence, and it's honestly what I always wear on a majority of Monday mornings, and it just gives me a real productive edge at work, and I just feel ultra productive and confident at my work when I wear this. 10 out of 10 fragrance layering combination right here. Tiziana Terenzi's Kirke and Michael Malul's Ocean Noir. I hope you guys have enjoyed these layering combinations that I have been experimenting with lately. Honestly, I love trying new things and just kind of transforming these fragrances into something even more amazing. So please let me know some of your favorite layering combinations down below in the comments. And also, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost at 900, and it's just awesome waking up and seeing new subscribers each morning. And I love interacting with you guys and gals. So please comment down below some of your favorite combinations or just fragrances in general. And I'd love to keep chatting with you guys. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. My name has been Eli with Common Sense, and until next time, bye-bye. but it's giving a slight cannabis note. Also, my window was open, so that could have been my neighbor.